Hi everyone, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your October 2023 general reading. We are looking at the first half of October from the 1st through the 15th, and this reading is for our twins, the air sign of Gemini. As always, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching these videos, all that you do in support of my YouTube channel, watching the videos, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing. Please hit that like button. It really does help. Those of you who reach out for personal readings, those of you who refer and recommend, I'm grateful for all of it. Thank you so much. I always like to start with the gratitude. Okay, Gemini, if your sun, moon, rising, Venus sign is in Gemini, if you are cross-watching for a Gemini, this video is relevant for you. Of course, it's a general reading. It may resonate a little differently for everyone. Watch your other sign videos if you know them, sun, moon, rising video, for any additional insight or perspective. And if something really does grab you, if it really does resonate with you and you'd like to take a deeper look at something, or you simply like the reading style, if you are interested in a personal reading with me, feel free to email me, Maggie, the number 1 McGuire at gmail.com. You can also see that info by clicking on the description link or clicking on the title of this video. I would love to hear from you, and I can usually get back to you the same day with more information about what I offer, which is a pretty wide variety of reading choices in all areas of life, of all different types and lengths and budgets. There's something in there for everyone. So if you're interested, email me. I would be delighted to work with you. And I do readings full time. It is all that I do. So scheduling of personal readings is also done in a pretty timely fashion as well. So message me if you'd like. You can also have readings for yourself or as a gift for someone else. Personal readings do make great gifts because they're personal. All right, let's move right into this. I am using the Tarot of Dreams, clarifying with the Radiant Rider Waite. Gemini. First half of October 2023. We begin with the Lovers. Now, this can represent that the situation for you may be about the relationship itself, because Lovers usually represents a significant choice. There's a choice, a decision that needs to be made that's going to impact the lives of this relationship or everyone involved with this relationship. Now, for some of you, it might be the relationship itself, the status of the relationship. Do we continue forward? Do we go our own separate ways? Sometimes, because in the early tarot decks, this card was the choice, not the Lovers, it can represent for some of you under the relationship umbrella a third-party situation. There might be an active choice between two people, either on your side or their side. For others of you, it may represent that the choice may be in a completely different area of life, but one in which will impact the relationship or is impacting the relationship. With the Lovers, we have the Six of Swords, which is a card of healing. It's a card of leaving the worst behind and moving forward. So there's an opportunity for healing here. And healing is sometimes difficult in the initial or early days. You can have good days, you can have bad days, right? Whether it's physical healing or emotional healing. There's an opportunity for healing here. And it doesn't necessarily mean healing. If this is about the relationship itself, it doesn't necessarily mean healing and moving forward together. Sometimes healing might be that the time has come for you to go your separate ways, and that's where the healing comes from. But it might be an opportunity for healing of the relationship, or again, a choice in another area of life that could potentially bring healing to a relationship, which, I mean, any way you look at it, there's a strong implication that there's something going on that's affecting the relationship. Next, we have the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Fire. So knights are the movers and shakers of the tarot. They take what they learned as pages, and they take that and they begin to move out into the world and physically begin to manifest with it. So this is the Knight of Fire, and the Knight of Wands. But the Knight of Wands, the suit of Wands, is governed by the element of fire, and this is a very action-oriented energy. Fire represents passion, desire, creativity, inspiration, action, travel, movement, excitement, enthusiasm, right? So the Knight of Wands, the Knights are not quite yet as mature as they are when they mature into the King and Queen energy. So Knights can, except for the Knight of Pentacles, can also be fairly spontaneous and impulsive. So offers opportunities, the speed at which situations move. It's quite rapid, quite impulsive energy, full of fire. With the Seven of Wands, another Wands card, the Seven of Fire. This is a card about defending, protecting, guarding, holding on to, I know what I know and I'm not backing down kind of energy. It might be standing up for yourself or someone else. I don't know, for some reason I feel like this is the other person's energy. Somebody wants to hold on to something and they're very determined about that, maybe running in to protect something. You, or I don't know. Let's keep playing it out. We can clarify too. 8 of Swords. Eight of Swords. It's a card that represents feeling. You may feel you may feel trapped. You may feel held hostage by something. You may feel like you're in a situation that you can't get out of, that you can't affect any positive change. But Swords is governed by the element of air, which governs our brain, our intellectual landscape. What does that mean? It means the way that we look at things. It means our belief systems, our ideologies, our perspectives, because that defines what we believe our reality to be and how we react to that reality, right? So the whole suit of Swords is about what goes on up in our heads and how that affects our actions and choices and all of that other stuff, right? So the 8 of Swords represents feeling like, like you're trapped. You're in a situation you can't get yourself out of. But it represents being trapped by what's up here, The truth is that you can make decisions to take yourself out of any situations, no matter how difficult those decisions might be. The 8 of Swords basically represents the reasons and justifications that we give ourselves for why we can't change a situation. Why I can't leave this horrible job because I won't find another one that pays as good or pays better. I don't have the education. Well, you can go out and get that. It's going to take more time. It might not be the easiest thing, but you can do that. I can't leave this toxic, unhealthy relationship because I'm financially dependent, or I love the person, or you keep telling yourself if you stay they'll change somehow magically one day, right? Fill in the blank. This is a card about feeling like you're in a situation that you would like to be different, but you can't change it because of whatever it is you tell yourself you can't change it, right? Could be the other person too. Could be a combination of both of you. With the 8 of Swords. Sorry, the 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands, like that Knight of Wands, this is a card that's the opposite of the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Wands is action. It's fast movement forward. It's travel. It's the 8 of Fire. It's Cupid's arrows. It's conversations. It's powerful movement forward. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy and focus for the first half of October is the 4 of Swords. So again, more mental energy. This is a retreat card. This is kind of maybe taking a step back to retreat, because this is a card that can represent feeling tired, worn out, exhausted, right? When you look at all the cards in the tarot, each suit, in the chronological order, it tells a story. And the card preceding this is the 3 of Swords, of course, which is a card of heartbreak or disappointment or separation. And here in the 4 of Swords, we're taking a step back to kind of lick our wounds, so to speak. Feeling tired, and it doesn't mean there's a breakup, but tired, worn out, exhausted, needing to take a step back and needing to take a break from that mental energy as well. That's kind of the overall energy, needing to or taking a step back. It's interesting because we have 3 sword cards, 3 cards which represent energy going on in here, and 3 wands or fires card, which represents, action, movement, planning, all of that kind of stuff, very action-oriented energy. And then the lovers. There's no water, there's no earth, not yet. We haven't clarified yet. And it feels very stuck, Gemini. It feels like you're very stuck. And again, the issue can be about the relationship itself. Do we move forward together? Do we go our separate ways? Which means there's issues within the relationship. And you're trying to ask yourself, are they going to be able to be resolved in order to move forward in a healthy way? Or if not, do I find a way to live in acceptance of that, or do we go our separate ways? Some of you may have a choice between two partners. You may be involved in a relationship and there may be, which has issues, and maybe you've met somebody and it feels like there's an opportunity for a different kind of future with that person. It might be for some of you. Others of you, it might be, we need to move forward from some difficult, challenging place. We need to make decisions to pull ourselves, meaning that there might not be anything particularly wrong with the relationship. The decision might be in another area of life. It could be money, work, finance, moving. job, anything like that, and a decision needs to be made to move forward in a healthy way. That's the fundamental energy of this, right? General readings are always going to resonate a little differently for everyone watching because you all have different lives, right? So the little details and specifics may vary, but the fundamental energy is the same. There's something wrong. You need to take action to move forward, but you feel like you can't. Or there's all these messages in your head saying, well, I can't because of this, I can't because of that, I can't because of the other thing. As a couple together, if it's in another area of life, it's like maybe the two of you aren't on board with how you need to move forward. Maybe one of you says we need to do this and the other one says no, we can't because of this or whatever, and it's causing conflict. It's definitely affecting the relationship even if it's not about the relationship. So let's clarify that overall energy of Four of Swords. Five of Swords and Eight of Swords again. All these sword cards. Gives me a headache just looking at it. So we've already gone over the Eight of Swords. This is part of why you're feeling overwhelmed and worn out and maybe taking a step back to reevaluate things. Five of Swords is winning at all costs. It's a hard-won victory, and that victory may involve cutting people, places, situations out of your life. But it's primarily, it's very ambitious. It's winning at all costs, no matter what the cost is. And for some of you, it feels like whatever this situation is that you're unhappy with but feel trapped by, it may be that some of you feel like you just keep putting all this effort into something, and it never changes, right? You still feel just as, repeating cards in a spread represent that there's a lot of energy in that particular, whatever that card represents, and Spirit's trying to call our attention to focus on that. We have the Eight of Swords twice. So I feel like Spirit is kind of giving a message here too. Look, you're not trapped. You're not held hostage only by what's going on up here. But in effect, there are ways that you can move forward out of that, even if those decisions are difficult, right? We make them to free ourselves. So you're taking a step back perhaps to think about this, to evaluate, and you may just be feeling worn out because it's like, it feels like you've been like putting all this energy into it, like being on this cycle, and then it's like being on an exercise cycle. You go as hard as you can, as fast as you can, as long as you can, but then when you open your eyes and look around, you're in the same place, right? That's kind of the energy here. So let's take a look at this Lovers card. Six of Swords again, healing, which is already with the Lovers card. Healing. King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Somebody showing up as the King of Earth, solid, stable, reliable, generous, hardworking, probably comfortable, likes good things. This is not you, this is someone else. It is showing up as a king, but in a general reading could be female. Some of you, there might be an issue within your relationship needing to heal from financial issues, needing to move to a place where you're more financially materially stable. But I feel like this is an actual person. It's not you, it might be the other person in the relationship. Let's take a look at Six of Swords, which we have twice, healing. Making whatever choice. Healing is needed here, that much is clear. The High Priestess, using your intuition, which is also a sign that you actually know what the right choice is. You actually know what the right decision is, even if it's something difficult, you don't want to look at it. The High Priestess is about paying attention to your intuition. It may be particularly strong during this time. God, Spirit, angels, and guides, our connections with them. That's what intuition is. That's why we feel compelled in one direction or another, right? Something is pulling at us. Some people call that intuition. Some people call it higher self. Some people call it gut instinct. Using your intuition to make the best choice to find a healing path. The Fool. I think this will be a brand new path. The Fool has the 0 on his card because it's the very first major arcana card in the tarot. This is where a whole new cycle of the tarot begins. Now, cycle of the tarot is from the first card, the Fool, to the last card, the World, and all the cards in between are about a particularly significant chapter or set of chapters in our life. Let me pick up this card. I knocked off the table. A chapter or a set of chapters in our lives until we complete that, and then we reach a milestone and we move on to something else, like childhood into adulthood, moving from home, going to university, getting married, or buying your first home, that kind of thing. So the Fool represents a brand new life cycle, right? A brand new cycle of life, a brand new chapter is opening up in your life. It also represents doing something you haven't done before or in a different way. It's stepping off the beaten path, taking a risk, getting out of your comfort zone, right? Again, I get the sense that you know what choice to make. All you have to do is just kind of get quiet, which with that Four of Swords and the High Priestess, this is taking some time to maybe withdraw a little bit. Knight of Wands. Four of Wands, Justice. Interesting, the Four of Wands speaks of home, happiness, balance, harmony, often social events that are around home and family. It's one of the traditional wedding cards. And in fact, with Justice, this is like a traditional marriage combination, which might be relevant for some of you. You might be, being proposed to during this time. It might be that you want to take the next step moving forward in your relationship if you haven't. For financial and material issues within a relationship, it might represent issues around property, the home, moving, downsizing. Let me clarify the Seven of Wands that's with that, because this feels like almost kind of like aggressive, very assertive, defensive energy. It might be that you're in a relationship with someone and the relationship is really rocky, or you're trying to make a decision whether you want to stay together or not, and you or the other person, although I feel like there's another person, the other person here really, 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 really wants to hold on. They don't want to lose you. They don't want to lose their Gemini. Clarify Seven of Wands. Oh, King of Wands. We have two kings showing up here. The King of Wands has this very defensive energy. So you've got two kings here. I mean, neither of these cards are you. I mean, they could be if it's just about financial and material issues, but some of you under the relationship umbrella, you might have a choice between two people. It may be that you are actively in a relationship with a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, or somebody who manifests like that, and they don't want to let go of you. The Four of Pentacles, the Miser card, holding on, but kind of stingy too. The Seven of Wands, very defensive energy. Somebody doesn't want to let go of Gemini. They want to keep their Gemini. They want to keep their relationship, their home, their family, the marriage, whatever. Because it looks like the potential healing energy and going on a brand new path and doing something maybe people might think is a little, crazy or something. Strong third-party energy here for some of you. But this King of Wands energy, somebody really doesn't want to let go. I mean, they're really determined to hold on to you. But because again, regardless of the details of this in a general reading, I feel like you're stuck in the middle of two things. One thing, person, place, situation, job, whatever, and there's a person and they want you to continue doing that thing, or they want you to continue to be with them. There's very I don't want to let go of Gemini. And then there's this other energy here that is providing an opportunity for healing through whoever this King of Pentacles is. It could be a love offer, it could be a job offer, it could be something different. Again, I feel like the basic energy here is you're stuck. You're at a crossroads, and there's two different options you could take: to stay with something which I think has had its issues, or leave for the new thing. And there's conflict. There's conflict within yourself, feeling stuck, maybe feeling like you have some moral obligation or loyalty to this other person or job or something like that, because of all the time or whatever. you're stuck. I feel this stuck energy and an overall sense of weariness. And we see this here with the last two cards, the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Wands too. It's like, I want to move. This is about action and moving forward, and this is about I'm stuck. I can't. I don't know, right? Three of Wands and Six of Cups. This is what's clarifying the Eight of Swords. You know, this is, it's something you have a history with the Six of Cups. You know, this relationship or this job, you have a history with it. And the Three of Wands is you've put the work in and you're feeling hopeful, positive, optimistic about the future. But this is what's defining the Eight of Swords. This is somebody who says, well, I can't leave this. It's like I said in the beginning, I can't leave this relationship or I can't leave this job because I put all this energy into it and I don't want it to be a waste. Nothing is ever a waste. If nothing else, you get lessons from it, right? I can't because of all this, and I just know if I keep, it'll get better. Somehow, magically, it's going to, happen. I feel like you're keeping yourself stuck in a situation which does not bring you joy. There's something imbalanced or unhealthy about it, but you keep telling yourself, well, I can't choose any other options because all this time and it'll get better. Yeah, Two of Swords, Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is looking at the best, brightest, the most perfect thing that something could work out to be. It's kind of like fantasizing, daydreaming, building castles in the sky, which can be positive or negative, but I don't like it here because the Two of Swords is somebody who's unwilling to look at some kind of truth they already know, which, the preceding card, of course, is the Ace of Swords. It's the epiphany, it's the knowledge, it's the truth, it's the light bulb going off over the head. But here in the Two of Swords, a person is at the crossroads, like, but I don't want to look at that thing. There's a reluctance or a resistance to look because then you'll have to take a stand or you'll have to make a decision. You'd prefer to focus only on the best, brightest, what something could be. I feel like it's unrealistic here. I feel like you're caught in a situation that you could free yourself from, and I think that you know what the best decision is, and I think that you're just afraid to move off from something you have history with into something or someone new. So let's end with advice, guidance, feedback from Spirit. There's an awful lot of, it's like caught between physical action and mental energy, Advice, guidance, feedback from Spirit. Seven of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. Take a look. In order to make the best decision, which I think you already are aware of, Spirit is suggesting to you that you take a look at what you have invested in this thing that you have history in. What do you have to show for it? Realistically. And the Six of Pentacles is paying attention to the balance of giving and receiving. It can represent breadcrumb cards because it can represent somebody who has a lot to give, but they're only giving a very little to these people on their knees. I think that's the essence of what's wrong in one of these situations. And using that as a way to make a significant, potentially life path altering choice to bring complete and utter change to your life. Which means that the situation that is somehow flawed or imbalanced needs to transform completely, or it needs to end. That's what the change of death is. Something needs to transform completely. Often that's just through ending. It can be through transformation, but people are slow to transform that quickly, often, unless they have some enormous epiphany, like a Scrooge and the Christmas Carol kind of epiphany, right? Okay, I'm just going to leave it there. Gemini, those are your messages for the first half of October. I hope they were helpful or useful or gave you some food for thought in how to look at this moving forward. Again, if this did resonate with you and you'd like to take a deeper look or you simply like the reading style, if you are interested in a personal reading with me, please email me at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. You can see that by clicking the description or the title of this video. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the October mid-month readings. Until then, stay safe, stay well. Please take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.